Hello world, welcome back. So today we are going to be building this cottage that's behind me that's slightly destroyed because I was working on it. Let's look at this cottage. It's a little bit destroyed on the edges so that I could get the numbers correctly for this tutorial because I did not actually plan on making a tutorial for this. I was asked to, and I very happily agreed because I want to get better at making tutorials. This is the cottage. It's really cute. It's kind of big for a cottage. It goes way over the tree line, and you can see it from really far away. Like I have builds that I've done in the swamp over here, and you can always see it from there. And I actually made a different one up on a hill over there. Let's look at the inside. It's just a really simple interior. I didn't do much of anything, but I did add a couple of walls in and some stairs to show you guys what this could look like on the inside, and there is a chimney on the outside that this connects to. And there's even a second level. One of my favorite blocks is the kelp block. I think it works well as both a flooring and a wallpaper, but not at the same time. And these little windows are really cool because you can put a painting on the inside and you can't tell from the outside that there's a painting on it. So you could add some smaller decorations on this wall. Then there's these cool windows that have this sort of a pattern, which I'm not going to be showing you in the tutorial, but if you want to do it, it's just a lighter glass on the outside with a dark glass on the inside. That is used in a handful of these windows. And this one is so big that I used 3 different glasses. I used white, light gray, and gray for this one, and these ones I used gray and light gray. Let's get into the tutorial. So here we are in my creative testing world. We have the last tutorial over there, and behind me are some spoilers for my single player survival world that you will probably see as I'm building this, but there's not really much that I can do. I tried to build this kind of far away, but I didn't want to lose my other builds. Here we are. Here is the house. It's very similar, except I did not do the different glass, and I did not add flowers in the little flower buckets. The ones that I did use were blue orchids and dandelions. Those I thought looked really good with the house, but you can use any color you want. And it looks a little bit different when it's in a super flat world. It looks a little bit different, so the biome that you build this in is definitely going to help decide what flowers you use. I personally like to go and find the closest flowers and use those for what's in the little flower buckets here. If you want to build this, you kind of have a little bit of a funky layout. The roof really makes it look a lot bigger. But this is where your door is, and this is 8 blocks wide. And then this wall is 7 blocks wide. This is what is with the little flower bucket right there on the ground. And then this is 4 blocks wide. This is 9 blocks wide. This is 9 blocks wide. And then this is 3 blocks. This is 11 blocks wide. This is 10 blocks wide. This is 8 blocks wide. And then this is 9 blocks. And so once you sort of have this and know that you want it and this is how you would like it, what you're going to do is build this up 6 blocks high. And just as a little disclaimer, the way that I build personally, I'll take care of the rain in a moment. The way that I personally build is I build the walls and then I put in the windows. I do that even in survival builds. So that is how I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this build today. So I will see you guys once I've finished. So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to take some dark oak logs. Spruce would also work for this. I'm personally using dark oak. Anyway, for this palette we're going to use dark oak. And so what you're going to do is on the outer corners, you're going to build it up 4 above the wall that you made. So you're going to build the outer corners 4 above this 6 high wall that you made, and these inner corners you are going to make it the same height, and you're just going to go all the way around doing that. And then at the same height as the wall that you made, you are going to go around and put stairs everywhere. And then we will meet back up for the next part of the tutorial. So once you have gotten this far, what you want to do next is on top of those stairs, put 4 blocks of diorite. These wooden pillars are not going to be sticking out anymore, they're going to be flush with the wall, but that's how the design is. So once we do that, we will come back and then we will start being able to work on the roof. So we're going to start working on the roof. And what you want to do is to go even with this top log and then go 1 out from it. And then we're going to put an upside down stair, and then we're going to put a plank on top of it, a stair like this, until you get to the middle. And if you don't know where the middle is, like I don't, then you can start doing both at the same time. And then just keep going up. We're going to do this here and in 2 other spots to make the roof. Also, when you get to the top and these 2 upside down stairs connect, what you're going to do is put 2 planks on the top, just as you would, and then 2 plank stairs, like this, so that it's a really clear peak. And we're also going to do the same thing right here, and all the way over here. We are also going to do one of those. And just keep going up until you hit the middle, and then we will come back and work on the dark prismarine part of the roof. So once you have these 3 peaks on here, and yeah, they don't exactly line up, that's just how the house is. The roof is a little bit strange, but it turns out pretty well, and especially because if you look at it from this angle, it looks kind of weird, but most people are going to be seeing it from this angle. So what you're going to do next is, before you add the dark prismarine, or it could be after, but I like to do it before, is to add dark oak stairs everywhere in between the peaks. So in between this one and this one, we add a line of dark oak stairs. And then what you're going to do for the roof, so the way that I've done it is to use dark prismarine blocks and just go up 2 instead of a dark prismarine block and a stair. I think that gives it a nice little bit of texture and shape. And so how I did this is I went to around here and just built up every single one of the peaks separately and then connected them afterwards. So I will see you guys to connect them. So now that you have your 3 roof parts all separated, you're just going to connect them up. So just sort of see where the middle is and connect them up for these. For this one, it's pretty easy because it's just a right angle. There's nothing funky or crazy about it, but it gets a little bit crazier on this side. So just build it up, and then this part of your roof is done. This side is also a right angle, so you can just do the same thing on this side. This half of the roof is quite a bit easier than the other half because it's just 2 right angles. So for this side, it's a little bit stranger. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and pull it around the curve like this and connect these up like this. And then we're going to go around like that. So the roof is kind of going to curve with it. And then we're just going to fill this in. And the way that you do this roof does not have to be exact. As I mentioned before, people aren't really going to be seeing it from the tops. So then I just connect it up like this. And keep going. And then like this. And then like that. So that was how I did the roof. Looks pretty cool. And so the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to fill this area in at this level in with diorite for all 3 of these peaks. And then we can get started on the windows. So it appears that I have forgotten this balcony part. I don't know how I forgot that. But we are going to be adding this right now, which isn't the worst time to add it, to be honest. So what you're going to do is 1 block away from the edge, and on this diorite above this stair, you're going to go out with 2 blocks, and then right here, you're going to build up with the logs, 3 blocks above these stairs, and then you are going to go 3 blocks over with the stairs, and 2 blocks over this way, and then add another log that goes up 3 blocks over again. And then fill this area in with diorite, and it creates this cool little look. And then for this, we are going to do the same sort of roof pattern that we've done on the rest of the roof. So we're just going to go over like this, and then connect this up here so that it fits. We don't need these anymore. And this is probably where the door will be. You can put it off to the side if you want. And then like this. So here we have the little roof, and then just as we did before, we're going to fill it in with dark prismarine. And on this one, it's an odd number, but we want this to kind of be flat there. It gives it a little bit better shape than if it was peaked like this. Although you could certainly do this. I just think it looks better like this. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take a stair and put it here, and then straight in front of you, and then one like this. So it makes this curved sort of design, and we are going to fill this area in with dark prismarine, and then put some sort of block here, diorite, or whatever you want. This is going to get covered up when we start doing details. So next up is the windows, and we're going to do the windows and the window boxes at the same time. Let's start off with the front. We are going to add the door, which is right here in the middle, with 2 stairs leading up, and then 2 stairs above the door. And then right here, we are going to go 2 blocks like this. 1 over, 2 blocks, 1 over and 2 blocks, so it should be even with this, and then go up like that, and there we have the start of the window. And now we need to grab some diorite stairs. So now that we have our diorite stairs, we're going to put 1 in each here. We're going to put 1 here, 1 here, and here, here, and here. This is probably the weirdest way to make this window, but I'm going with it. We're just going to go around the edge and make these stairs. So it should look like that. So that's how the front should look. On this side, we are going to go 1 above and 2 over right here in the middle, and break out a 3x2 and add in some diorite stairs. And now we need some grass blocks or dirt blocks, some trapdoors, and some glass panes. Then this is the first flower box. We just put 2 grass blocks and then surround it in trapdoors. I'm using oak. Spruce would also look great here. I just think dark oak looks a little bit better. And then add our glass panes in there. There is no window on this side, but here, if we go 2 over from the edge and 1 above, break out a 2x2 and then here as well, 1 block away. And then we are just going to put dark oak stairs around it to make this cute little hole. So it looks like that. On the second level here, there are 3 windows. And how you make these little teeny tiny slit windows that you see over there is you just put stairs facing away from each other. And then it makes that cute little hole. And you can put paintings and stuff on that to cover it up on the inside if you still want the light, but don't necessarily want to not be able to do anything with this wall. On this side, we are going to go 2 blocks from the stairs and break out 5 blocks and then 4 blocks up. And for this window, you are also going to need diorite slabs. So we're going to put a stair in every single corner, and then we are going to put the slabs at the bottom and top to make it look like that. And then the window box should be 3 blocks wide as the slabs are. And then we just put the grass blocks there and then surround it in oak trap doors. And remember to get the bottom too, because the bottom's probably, at least in my opinion, the most important to cover up. If you want it to look like it's a little more supported, you can do this, but it does sort of connect up there, and I don't think it looks quite as good in this build. For this side, it's probably the strangest windows. So 1 block from the edge, we're going to break out a 2x1 and surround it with diorite stairs to make a little hole like this. Very cute. And this is where the hay is going to go, so that's why there's no windows in this area. But right here, we are going to break everything except the edges. And we are going to go grab some diorite wall. In order to achieve this kind of strange effect where the wall gets thinner and it's a little weird, we use some diorite walls because now they connect to things like glass panes and it makes it just a little bit thinner. We are going to take our walls and put 1 layer of them on each side and then 1 at the top and bottom on each edge, and then fill the rest of the space with glass panes. It looks like that. There aren't any windows here or here because of the balcony adding the detail for this side, and down here there is the stonecutter area, which you can see over there. For this area, we are going to break a 4x4 block, 2 blocks up from these stairs. And then we are going to take our diorite stairs and put them in the corners to make this circle. And then either a 4 wide or a 2 wide plant box would work fine. I think the 2 wide is a little too small. This is what the 2 wide one would look like. I think the 4 wide looks a little bit better, but it's, again, up to personal preference. For the bottom, we are going to do the same as what we did on the opposite side. So go 2 from the sides and do a 2x2 wall, but this time we're going a 2x2, break out 2 2x2 holes, 2 blocks apart from everywhere. That's a lot of 2s. Then add dark oak stairs inside to make these little holes again, which are so cute. For here, we're going to go 2 blocks away from each side and make a 3x2 hole, 1 above the ground, because we're going to put a 3 block wide planter here. So what you're going to want to do once you have this hole is put diorite stairs in each of the corners, and it makes this cute little hole. I don't know why I keep saying it like that, but in the middle of this, which should be 3 away from each of the walls, we're going to make a 2x3 hole, and then put 2 stairs and 2 grass blocks. And then we are going to fill this one in with glass panes. For the windows that I did not specify to put glass panes on, you are going to want to take a block of glass and put it 1 block inside each of the windows. You don't really need to do that for these, as nothing can get through here, and it doesn't really improve the look necessarily, but this one you will, because something could jump through here. and it does not look as good without these. So because of the way that these windows are, this cottage will probably have to be double walled, or else you're going to have these just sort of sticking out. And then now if you would like to make a chimney, we are going to do that now. If you don't want to make a chimney, you can just skip this part. But right here at this corner, one away from the second level, we are going to go all the way down and build it up. And then from here, we're going to go 12 blocks from the start of the roof. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we are going to do the same here, 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 and then here. And that will make our chimney shape. To make it look smoky and light up, just add some campfires. If you want the smoke to go higher, you can go 1 block underneath and put hay bales. You can see the smoke for this campfire ends here, whereas the smoke for this campfire ends around here. So that's a huge difference, and it just depends on what you would like. We're going to add the hay bales, the stonecutter area, and the finish up this little detailing around the bottom. So this detailing around the bottom is just fence gates that you put right underneath the stairs all the way around, and it creates a really cool looking look. If you want to, you can also put them here. I thought it was a little bit too much, and there's not really anything to do in the corners, whereas here you have these on the edges to sort of stop that as a place to stop, whereas here it would just sort of be floating underneath. Once you get back to this face, you're going to put fence gates on here as well, and this is actually a little railing. If you wanted a little bit of a thicker railing, you could take stairs and go like that. But I thought that looked a little too thick for this build. Again, it's up to you. So what we're going to do next is take some trapdoors and go underneath here and put some trapdoors underneath this area. And then we are going to go underneath these dark oak stairs and put a trapdoor underneath all the way around. You don't necessarily have to, as you can see I did not do it in this build, and it looks just fine, but I do think it brings the build together a little bit and gives it a little bit more detail. It will especially be helpful if you decide to use spruce in a couple of places. This would really tie the build together. Like if you want to use spruce doors or spruce trapdoors for these planters, I think that it would help a lot. Next, we are going to add the hay bales. So just sort of build it up to about the top and then just sort of slowly have it come down. Like that. It may look better if they're all in the same direction. I'm not sure. I think it looks a little bit better when they're in random directions, but it's up to you. For the stonecutter, quarry, whatever you want to call it, part, what we're going to do is build up a couple blocks with stone and cobblestone, and then put some slabs around. And a couple on the floor helps as well. And then just put the stonecutter in there. And you get that. It's a little pile of rocks. Andesite also looks really good in here and varies it up a little bit, especially if you want to build this up higher. You can also build the pile out farther and have it come out to here if you want. It's totally up to you. You could cover mine here. There's a lot of options. The last thing that I want to tell you guys about detailing is that you can take 2 high flowers, get rid of this grass block and put 2 high flowers there, and they look good in there as well. But if you try and put 2 high flowers on here, it obstructs a lot of the window and does not look quite as good. So I think that is pretty much it. What you use for the door is up to you. You could even use fence gate, would work perfectly fine in here. You just probably want to do some sort of an interior so it's not just grass and bats. But that's about it. I do personally recommend kelp block as the flooring, and you can destroy these diorite blocks and add flooring on this level too, so that this window works, or you could have it above this so that you can just walk right into here. That's the whole build. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, please like it down below. If you really liked it, consider subscribing. That would be awesome. Comment down below what you thought, and if you build it, please tag me in it on my social medias. My Instagram and Twitter will be down below. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys!